Okay, check the mics. Ready? Podcast. That sounds as shit as normal. Welcome to the Sorry You're in My Seat podcast, a weekly show which brings together three best friends on a quest to find the very best that films have to offer. My name's Aaron and I'm your host each and every week, and I'm supported by my good buddy James.
Hello.
And my good buddy Sam.
Hello there.
Gentlemen, how has your week been?
I'm grand this week. How are you, Sam?
I'm also very grand. Tired, grand, fantastic, tired.
Are you tired because of the amount of success we've had off the back of the last episode?
Well, we did get over 1,000 listens this week.
We're at that point with the podcast. I think after 12 episodes, we reached 1,000 downloads. This is great. This is brilliant.
Amazing. Very happy. Thank you all.
Onwards now to 5,000. That's the target.
Absolutely. You got till next week. Thank you.
That could be 1,000 people listening once and never listening again. Or it could be one person 1,000 times. I don't know.
I kind of want it to be the second.
One person 1,000 times.
Yeah, that's me. Sorry.
Can we start making ludicrous demands now? I only want red jelly babies.
Yes.
Right, good.
Yeah. And
Just any jelly babies will do me.
Can I have more beer next week, James?
Yeah.
James brought us beer this week. James is back in the good books.
Brewdog beer as well.
Yeah.
A full case of it.
Well done, James.
I spent more on you than I did myself.
Payday.
Last week's episode was what I'm going to call the infamous The Boys Got Biblical episode.
Yeah, we got good and bad on that.
Yeah, I think up until now it's probably our best episode. It was definitely the most fun to do.
Oh, I enjoyed it so much. I not only enjoy it, I enjoyed listening back afterwards. I thought it was great. Yeah.
Yeah, it was brilliant. Some people won't look me in the eye at work.
So anyone who didn't listen to this, what we did last week was we asked people to tell us their deepest and darkest movie confessions. So things like films that you fell asleep during, films that you've always wanted to see but never got round to, films that everyone says is a classic but you secretly didn't really like or enjoy. And then we read them all out and really got into character last week of the three fathers.
We exercised some demons, didn't we?
I think we did. I think we did well. I think we restored the balance.
Yeah. Funnily enough, on Saturday, I went out for a few drinks during the day with some work friends, and I bumped into Brad Green.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, in this bar, sort of said hello, had a drink, had a chat.
How is it in the seventh circle of hell, Brad?
As he left, I went, have you listened to this week's episode? He went, Devil's arsehole. Cheers, dickhead. And walked out.
Yeah, that's what we called him.
Could be worse. He could be the gooch.
If you didn't hear last week's episode, do go back and check it out. All our podcasts are available on Podbean, Stitcher, iTunes,
Spotify,
TuneIn, anywhere really where you get your podcasts. You'll find all of them.
Now on YouTube.
And YouTube as well, if you want to watch them. Not that we record them, actually.
No.
So I've got till Friday to get that episode on YouTube because I've not done it yet.
Yeah, The Boys Got Biblical. Do check that out. I think it was the best one yet. What's the itinerary for today? We've wrote a rough script. The main focus of the episode is going to be on the Venom movie.
Yes.
Is the biggest release this week, probably?
Yeah, it came out last week. It will enter the charts this week, this Friday. Already, let's just off the bat, I think it's going to be number one from the take-ins.
Definitely.
We're going to get to that.
Strong week as well. It's up against Oscar buzz with A Star Is Born.
Star Is Born, yes. We'll talk about the conflict between the two, and we'll also just throw in some general chit-chat along the way. I've got a burning question for you both, though, before we get going.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a bit behind on getting this out. I did want to do this last week, but because of all the church talk, I didn't get a chance. I wanted to ask you a serious question. How Mark Wahlberg are you?
I think I'm pretty Mark Wahlberg.
I would class myself as Marky Mark.
Do you have a quiz to play with us?
It's not a quiz. I don't know if you saw this. Mark Wahlberg's daily routine.
Oh, yes, I saw that.
Released.
Didn't that
How
nearly
insane.
kill a man?
Well, I'm going to read it out, and I just want you to tally in your head how Mark Wahlberg you are.
I've read it, and I know I do it every day. So
It's every day. Yeah,
Every
James,
day.
are you ready for this?
I just remember reading the story about the guy who did it for about 3 hours and collapsed.
So Mark Wahlberg starts every day at 2:30 a.m. by waking up,
really,
and by 2:45,
2:10.
prayer time.
Okay. I'm keeping a note, so I'll give you my total tally at the end.
Okay.
Of how Mark Wahlberg.
I wouldn't really take the lid off that pen.
I know sometimes I have to get up during the night to go to the toilet.
And do you pray while you're doing it?
Sometimes.
You praise there's no blood in it.
I just pray I'm going to make it this time.
Yeah.
Not again.
Wake up at 2:30 in prayer time by 2:45. I'm not even going to quiz him what them 15 minutes are spent doing getting to his prayer. Now that's a full half hour prayer as well. By 3:15 a.m. breakfast.
Sweet.
I think I've run out of things to say.
Do you eat your
God,
breakfast? Do you eat your breakfast at 3:15 a.m.?
Let's see. I got up today about 11 o'clock.
I say I'm a raging alcoholic. I'm having tea at 3 a.m. with a load of beers.
Yeah, I'm normally walking back from somewhere with food at 3:15 a.m. 3:40 till 5:15 a.m. His first workout of the day. Now that resonates in both your two's lifestyles. Sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah, but not that time, so I can't really put that down.
I'm having it. I'm there every day.
5:30 post workout meal. So that's meal 2.
Yeah.
Oh, to be fair, yeah, I've got 1 point.
Shower
A meal.
at 6. A meal at 5:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
Okay.
Got to fuel the engine, mate.
That's your new name from now. The engine. Shower at 6. Yeah, that's about right.
Yeah, that's to be fair, yeah.
Yeah.
We've got 1 point.
We've got one. We shower like Mark Wahlberg. 7:30 a.m. golf. Now this is a made man.
I don't golf at 7:30.
Is that 7:30? At 7 o'clock, did someone teach me how to play golf? Because maybe I could get a point for that. My dad once tried to teach me. It didn't go well.
I'm dreadful. I'm pretty good at miniature golf. And I like driving range.
Yeah, I'm pretty good at
my
driving
mid game is rubbish. And to be honest, I'm not good at either of the other two. I just like doing them. But yeah, I'll be rubbish at golf.
What's next?
8 a.m. snack.
Yep. 2 points.
Definite in the bag, this next one. 9:30 a.m. after your golf, after your snack.
Poo.
Cryo chamber recovery time.
Cry?
Ooh.
Yeah, I cry at about 9.
After golf.
After golf.
Cryo
I'm so
chamber.
lonely.
That's when you submerge your body into ridiculous temperatures, cold temperatures. It's to aid the healing process and to reduce swelling.
Yeah.
Does it
which
work?
I think is
After a round of golf, yes, mate. You do get over a round of golf.
I'm certain there's plenty of Hollywood boutique cryo chamber outlets at £800 an hour, which would tell you definitively that it works. I'm certain.
And why would they be liars?
Yeah.
£800. They come round here. I could probably do it for about tenner. Because doing his bathtub and ice.
I'll throw ice in your eye. Come on.
What hurts? Put it in the freezer.
I hope at some point he looks over and there's someone else in a cryo chamber next to him. You know, because it's just your head that's out of it. And it's just like some bloke called like Dave or Doug. It's like, you've been golfing? Nah.
No.
Just
karate for me.
I was going to say it's an anniversary present from the wife.
I'm hoping if I do this long enough, I'll turn into Mr. Freeze.
I was hoping to do it after 2 this afternoon, but she got me up early.
10:30 a.m. snack time.
Yep.
Yeah,
3 points.
10:30.
11 a.m. family time, meetings and work calls.
All at once.
Yes.
What time was that?
11.
I do. Yeah, I'm at work at that point. So yeah, okay, 4 points.
Is your family in jail?
You've met my family, right? Soon, my friend.
1 o'clock. Lunch.
Yep. Cool.
Yes,
I'm in.
spot
I'm
on.
in.
Yeah.
4 points. 4 points.
2 o'clock, more meetings and more work calls.
Yeah, 5 points.
3 o'clock, pick up the kids from school.
School? No.
3:30, snack.
School. Just the way you went, school.
What's that?
That's 3:30 snack time.
6 points.
4 o'clock, workout number 2.
No, that's usually when I'm trying to get out of doing work.
Yeah.
No, workout. Not,
No, I'm just saying it's when I'm trying to get out of it. So
you are getting out, yeah.
I'm
Work out.
getting work out of work. At 4 o'clock, there's a meeting. And then after the meeting, everyone just kind of disappears for the last hour.
5 o'clock, shower. 2. Second shower.
I never shower.
Think of that water bill, eh? I'm going to have 2 showers here.
So
this week?
He submerges himself at 3 points during the day.
He just likes taking his clothes off, really, doesn't it?
That man is going to be moist.
5:30, dinner time and family time.
I find it weird that he labels it as family time. Like it's, I
Has
love
to
you.
book his kids in.
It's like, I love you, Daddy. Not now. It's not 5:30.
To be fair, it's to stop him getting in trouble, isn't it? It's his family time now. Come on,
Back
guys.
away, child. I'm on the golf course.
I will accept your love in 7 hours, not a minute sooner.
And then
You sounded just like him then.
7:30 bedtime.
Never.
Well, he's got to get up at 2, hasn't he? So
Never.
So my question then is, how Mark Wahlberg are you?
6 points.
I'm Mark Wahlberg from a Transformers film. I'm quite low.
This is obviously in his preparation for. He's doing the $6 Million Man, isn't he? I think
Apparently,
this is his.
yeah.
I think this is his build up to that role. I think that's why he's cramming in all these workouts and stuff.
Well, if you're going to get paid $6 million,
Who's Your Daddy 3? You never know.
Who's Your Daddy 3? I've seen that film. It's not the same film you're thinking of.
I don't think. I think if you've got a lot of points there, I don't think you actually win. Maybe
No.
in some weird way you've actually lost.
On top of that, when we got to get together recently to chill out and do some podcast stuff, I did a How Adam Sandler Are You? Oh, which Adam Sandler character?
I did that with you, didn't I? Yeah.
Yeah, and you got the dude from...
I got Adam
Grown
Sandler
Ups.
from Grown Ups 2.
Oh, yeah,
Grown Ups 1.
Yeah, Grown Ups 2.
This was weirdly specific. What character? You know what? Don't care.
No, we didn't. No.
Right then, on with the show then. Let's talk some movies and films. Anyone want to jump in with a film that they've seen this week that might be something you want to recommend or keep people away from?
Then you know what? I'll start off very simply because to celebrate the release of the trailer for Daredevil Season 3 on the Netflix, I went back and watched, Daredevil, Ben Affleck's film in 2003.
Which I would like to say, I was the only man standing saying I loved that film.
Well,
I did. I thought it was great.
It's still the second worst thing to happen to Daredevil. It's the worst thing to happen to Daredevil since probably The Defenders. So,
Yeah, I didn't really enjoy Ben Affleck's incarnation of Daredevil. Sum it up then. What goes on?
So, actually, the reason I want to talk about it is I've seen the film that Sam's talking about. I didn't like it. Very brooding, it was in the dark age. It came out the same year as Batman and Robin. So superhero films were in the tank. This wasn't a particularly good one at the time, as I recall. Blade was just round the corner, the beginning of the Renaissance. But then there's a director's cut. And it fixed quite a lot of the holes. There's a subplot with Coolio's character. He's in jail.
Obviously.
I know. He's in jail. And Matt Murdock. So Matt Murdock, Daredevil, is blind, but all his other senses are refined. So he has if you bang metal, he's got sonar hearing, so he can see the echoes and things like that. Jennifer Garner's in it. She plays Elektra.
Yeah, didn't they actually become a couple after this?
I thought so.
Yeah, I think that was where it was
Is this
from.
when they became Benefer or something?
Yeah, but I don't know. Are they married now?
I don't think they are. I think they're friends now.
I was going to say, because at some point didn't he get with Jennifer Lopez? Because then there was that scenario with Gigi.
Gigi, yeah.
And then the Kingpin, played by Michael Clark Duncan.
That for me was the saving grace to this film. Was Michael Clark Duncan, yeah.
I love Bullseye.
Oh yeah, I forgot to. I haven't written down Colin Firth, who was just having a laugh.
Colin Farrell.
Colin Farrell.
Yes, it wasn't me this week. Yes, Colin Firth. That
Good
would have been
old
a
Colin
much better,
I'd watch Colin Firth.
much better casting. Yeah.
So actually rewatching it, I didn't mind it as much. Now, I don't want to be one of those guys that compares it to a TV series. However, I'm going to compare it now to the TV series. And I'm going to say something in Daredevil 2003's defense. I think he's right. So bearing in mind he's blind, I actually believe Ben Affleck was blind in parts of this film. Whereas when you watch the TV series...
Because he obviously didn't read the script.
No, it's Charlie Cox is... Charlie Cox at no point you ever think is blind.
Yeah.
I think he does a better job of being blind, which is really weird.
Every other episode, he remembers he should probably look where the sound isn't.
Yeah, exactly.
What's going on over there?
But Ben Affleck, there are scenes, but at the end, he's having a fight with the Kingpin, and the Kingpin doesn't make any noise, so he can't find out where he is. He's a 300-pound bloke. He's making noise at some point.
Yeah, I like the beginning of the film. I thought it sets up really well, and for me, every moment that he put the suit on, I just lost it.
I do think that lets it down. But my favourite thing is some of the parts. He kills a bloke, he throws him on the train tracks, and a train goes through him, so he's split in half. Then about half an hour later, he saves a woman getting beaten, and the girl catches him, the daughter. It's like, oh, stay away from my dad, you're an evil man. And then he stands on top of a church brooding, and he says, I'm not a bad guy. And I remember thinking, yeah, you are. You just killed like 3 people in the last 20 minutes. But that's nothing, because at the end, the Kingpin knows who he is, talks about how corrupt the system is and how he's going to get out. Ben Affleck agrees with him and goes, justice is served. No, it's not. You're dead in a week? No, not a fan. But if you're going to watch one, director's cut.
Yeah.
Still doesn't save it.
It did come out after Blade, though. I thought when you just mentioned that. Yeah, Blade was 98, and I think in the UK it came out in 99. Oh. It's the famous one where it was joint best film in 99 with The Matrix, Titanic, and You've Got Mail randomly. Yeah, so
of course.
So in terms of like the origins of Marvel's now unstoppable
juggernaut
of film, yeah. I mean, Blade was really the kind of founder, and Daredevil was one of these blips. I think
it's just not a good film, and I think, but I know there are parts like it. Like I say, Ben Affleck does a better blind man. John Favreau plays a brilliant friend, Nelson.
Nelson, yeah,
fantastic. And
is it Nelson Foggy?
It is, or is it Foggy Nelson?
Foggy, yeah,
Senor Foggy.
Senor Foggy.
Really liked it. As in, I like their dynamic. But I do get the impression that Favreau was on set making this stuff not to do when he directs Iron Man.
Yeah.
Just going, probably won't do that. Yeah. Probably not do that.
Yeah, because Favreau's career, God, that exploded, didn't it, when he did Iron Man?
Oh, God, yeah.
You know, I mean, he was doing well already. I mean, because he co-wrote Swingers with Vince Vaughn, didn't he? He was kind of behind the cameras guy. Obviously, he's one of the best reoccurring characters in the Friends TV show as well. But yeah, I and then
plays Pete the billionaire.
Yes, yeah.
Sorry, I knew a Friends thing. I was very happy.
And then, like I say, he does Iron Man, and then all of a sudden, I mean, Jungle Book's incredible. You know, he's just. I think he's.
I didn't even know that was Favreau.
He's also directing some of the episodes of the Star Wars TV series that's coming out.
Have you seen? They've released a photo of the Boba Fett.
Now I was looking at that.
I saw it.
Yeah. Is it Boba Fett or is it like a?
I think it's I think he's a Mandalorian. Is like what the creatures are called. Not creatures, the species. Sorry. And I think they all went on to become bounty hunters because they're like this warrior race. And I think it's just a generic one that turned into a bounty hunter. I don't think it's part of the.
I don't think it's Boba or Django.
Well, Boba Fett is a clone of Django, isn't he?
I thought it was dad and son, isn't it?
No, it's an unaltered clone that he can raise as his son, but it is a clone. Yeah. Oh my God, I just felt my virginity.
But I was about to tweet and kind of comment on the still that came out.
Very good still, very what I'd expect.
But then I was like, actually,
with Rambo.
Oh God, Cowboy Rambo. But Takeshi Waititi's doing an episode as well, which we love.
I did hear that, yeah.
I got that name. Got it. I'm on fire this week.
Although actually, if we're talking about stills, you got to talk about Rambo. Quickly, I like the Rambo films. Are a bit of a guilty pleasure. I really liked Rambo, the fourth one.
I don't think it's a guilty pleasure, Rambo.
The second and the third one are.
I think the first one's a great film.
Great film.
Second one's a bit of fun. The third one lost it for me. That's the one we were in Afghanistan.
I was actually going to probably say the third one that I actually don't like. But
I don't think I've seen the third one.
Did he take on a helicopter on a horse?
Yeah. I'm fairly certain Tom Sizemore was one of them as well.
Just saying, Die Hard 4, mate. He takes out an F-35 jet with his bare hands.
And a truck.
Sorry.
And roadwork construction.
Schooled.
Mic drop.
So this is how it ends. Is he in Vietnam or is he in Cambodia? Anyway, he's somewhere. He's got burns on his arms from shooting guns and kicking ass and taking names. He saved some missionaries. So Rambo 5, what's happening? What's the still of?
Oh no, in Rambo 4, he's in Burma, mate.
Oh, he's in Burma.
Yeah,
sorry,
Burma. That's where they said, "Do not go to Burma" after that film.
Okay, so
I don't think that was. Acting. I think they just had a camera crew, and Burma's quite. There's some place in Burma that they say don't go to.
So what kind of journey is he on then? So,
well, at the end of the film, you saw him return to England, America.
He goes back to his home. Well, he says Rambo, doesn't it, on the.
Yeah, so and he walks to the drive.
What do you think Rambo's been up to since then?
Obviously, he started a cattle ranch.
Yeah, I mean, have you seen Prince of Persia? It's nothing like
that. I've not seen Prince of Persia. Oh, God, no.
You're
The
missing
Jake
out,
Gyllenhaal
mate.
one.
You're missing out.
Yeah.
Ben Kingsley, when Ben Kingsley needed a new roof. It was just like, yes.
Jake Gyllenhaal's blip on his acting career because he's a stunning actor as well.
We'll accept it.
The Rambo still not excited about, really. I heard a few years back that he wanted to do it, but he was like, look, the heart's willing, but the body won't let him do it. Because
he looks old as sin in it as well.
Because he is. I mean, he's in his 70s.
Yeah, we know.
He's really old.
Yeah, and I know that when he did Expendables 1, he Stone Cold threw him through a wall in one scene, obviously a fake wall, but he actually did really injure himself. Something that when he was 20, 30, he would have bounced off and got up again because of his age, you know. And that's why if you watch Expendables 2 and 3, he's just gradually taking a lesser and lesser role. In the third one, he almost doesn't really do anything in it. kind of hands it down to the young cast.
Those films are kind of ended, haven't they?
Yeah.
The Expendables, there's always talk of a fourth one, but it seems to have
I
finished.
suppose with Rambo, he can just, he just fires a gun, really, doesn't he? And
Yeah.
Rambo's one of those really weird films that you can actually... So we always thought this about Die Hard. You could actually redo it with the same storyline, but with a character of that age. Like, you could do Rambo First Blood. He's just an older man. Just...
Well, they were talking about doing a TV series of Rambo, the first one, for the longest time. I think that's fell through. Originally as well, there was a script floating around that Rambo was going to take on an alien.
No way.
Yeah, that it was going to be amazing. Like a crossover, taking the character out of this universe and putting him up against. It was like a creature from the lagoon kind of thing, and he had to use his predatory skills to find it.
I would absolutely love that.
Mate, I would have gone to see that every night of the week, even if it was bad.
There's no way it could have been bad, though. You just described a perfect film.
Yeah.
I really hope this new one is Rambo, but Creed. At the same time, he's just teaching someone to be the new Rambo.
Yeah,
on a
handover.
Yeah, on a ranch.
If they do it nitty gritty, if they make it like Logan, if they take a character that we've seen and do something completely original to it, keep the budget low, make it gritty, the kind of film that, leaves...
Bring a version out in black and white.
Yeah, the kind of film that leaves...
Rambo noir.
leaves grit under your fingernails, that kind of film. I'll be interested to watch it. But if it's an all-action Stallone on a horseback cowboy, 70-year-old...
I'll still go see it.
See, do you know what I was thinking?
Probably will.
When I saw the still, I was thinking kind of Far Cry 5 type thing. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Maybe he takes on some sort of religious nutters.
Oh, yeah.
I would love that.
Yeah, let's see what the synopsis is and then we'll pass judgment, I suppose.
To be fair, we are passing judgment on a photo of
it's
Stallone in a cowboy hat.
But it's on like a beige grayscale as well. Like, why would Jesus? Like, oh no, nothing about that still made me want to go see it. Right then, Sam, you watched anything this week other than Venom?
No. I actually watched the only film I've seen this week, bar Venom. I watched the first Scary Movie.
Ooh.
So anyway, I saw I, Tonya this week. Did you want to talk about it?
Not in the slightest, mate. I just wanted people to know that I did watch one film.
I've got
seen as I do this.
fond memories of the first one, but that's because I've not seen it in about 10 years.
Don't.
Yeah,
just
it doesn't strike me as a film.
I would not rewatch it now. I'm the same as you. I think I was 16 when the first film came out. So there's big hype about it, and I remember seeing it, getting to the cinema to watch it when I think it was an 18. And I did at the time because I was young and impressionable. Think that was so hilarious, and I think at that age, films like Airplane and that are really appealing. Parodies.
There's probably still 3 or 4 bits that you remember from a kid days. Yeah. Oh, that's pretty funny.
There's one bit I remember that I still think must be hilariously funny. It's right at the beginning where he stabs Carmen Electra and her breast implant comes out, and then he kind of like pokes it and he freaks out. Genuinely funny.
I do think that is enough time given to a scary movie on this podcast. Other than if one day we start talking about Charlie Sheen's career, because he came into like the 5th one, didn't he?
I think so. Yeah. Well into when I stopped watching.
Mate, it could be the 3rd one. I don't know, but I know he came into it, and when
there's
you
one
need
that had Leslie Nielsen in it, wasn't it?
He was in a couple of them.
It was the Signs piss take one, wasn't it?
Yeah, because it's the one that took the mick out of the village. But when you have to introduce Charlie Sheen to bring in an audience, your franchise is in trouble.
This was before as well. He went mental.
This was before Tiger Blood.
Yeah. I watched Tonya this week.
There's a
segue. There's a link, isn't there? Tonya, which was the Margot Robbie one from 2017. So it came out at the back end of last year. It was Oscar credited. Margot Robbie went up for best lead actor in it. Went to Frances. She was in 3 Billboards Outside.
Oh, Frances McDermott
from Fargo.
Yeah, Fargo.
So she ended up winning it. But Margot Robbie was nominated. The base itself, it's directed by Craig Gillespie. Basic summary of it is it's a true story. It's a biographical piece about a lady called Tonya Harding, who was a US competitive figure skater in around 1993. She comes from a real tough upbringing. Her dad walked out. Her mum's really abusive in this film. She gets with a guy who also turns out to be abusive. She doesn't have the best start in life. She's a self-defined redneck. She calls herself that. But she's damn good at skating. Essentially.
Yeah, she is.
Yeah, so from the age of 4, she's just got this love for skating, ice skating. Her mother, for all her faults, does encourage her to, notices that there's something special there, gets her into these private classes where she gets in on the merit of how good she is, even though she isn't the appearance that the ice skating community want to see. And it just shows you her going up the ranks, getting unfair scores from judges, even though she is the best skater in the competition, because It's at a time when the ice skating community didn't want their sport to be represented by this person who's a swearer, smoking just before she goes on. She has to make her own outfits because she can't afford the $5,000 tunics that they wear or whatever. And there are some really good scenes where she skates and she goes up to, when she gets the scores and she goes back out on the ice and she goes up to the judges and she's like, how fucking dare you? I outskated every single one of these. And, there are some really good, you can see Oscar scenes in there. And then it all boils down to that she lands something called a triple axel, which up until that point, no female American skater had ever landed in competition, which then means she cannot not be noticed now. She has to go for that Olympic status. And then the film is centered around her husband at this point, involvement in a crime that jeopardizes her ability to enter the Olympics. So this is a person who has been... Every opportunity has not been handed to her in life, but she's still kind of got to this stage. But she's weirdly this like anti-hero. You don't actually really like her, because she's sweary and yes, she is a victim of abuse, but she also dishes out the abuse, as much as she, and it's really weird how it's filmed because it's filmed by the actors kind of doing these interview scenes, them just talking to a camera, but you're never really sure what they're saying is true or fake.
Yeah.
So you'll see a scene where where Tonya Harding will say, and then this happened, and then you see the scene, and it'll go to the husband who will go, it didn't happen like that. Ooh. So all the way through it, you're never really sure, what the actual true story was. But I love these films that come out every now and again. These kind of Oscar biographical picks. 2 hours and 13 minutes. Flew by. Alison Jenny won the Best Supporting Actress, who's the mum. Completely deserves it. Horrible.
Oh, she's brilliant. Is that lady from The West Wing?
Yeah,
she's fantastic.
Horrible in this film, but deserved it. And Sebastian Stan was in it, who played the Winter Soldier.
He plays Winter Soldier, yeah.
Yeah, he appears in it as well. So it's on Amazon TV Prime, and like I say, if you've... I know nothing about figure skating. I know that you're shocked.
I always thought Tonya Harding was the one that attacked one of the competitors. Isn't that one of the stories?
I'm not. That's the spoiler that I don't really want to go into.
Oh, okay.
It does involve an attack on another.
That's the famous thing about her, isn't it?
Yeah, it involves an attack on another ice skater, and it's whether or not what her involvement in that was is the kind of the majority of what the film is about. Yeah.
Sorry.
No. But like you said, this happened in our town, so there are people like you listening to this that are like, yeah, I remember that. It's like when we talked about Captain Phillips, and you're like, that stuff happened like 4 years ago. I remember that in the news,
Scary, wasn't it? Yeah.
Tonya.
Yeah, it's a weird one. You told me we had that exact conversation word for word, and I'm still just as stunned. Like, I need to see this film. It does sound so good. I'm a bit pissed I didn't get a chance to see it between now and then because I wanted to be able to back and forth with you a bit.
Have the bants.
Yeah, I think that's going to have to be this week.
Yeah, great film. Should we get into the meat of the episode, the Venom?
Venom.
Yeah.
Let's talk Venom.
James learns these people. Tell us about Venom.
Before we do.
Okay.
I went to cinema on my own.
Oh.
I went to the cinema on my jack.
And how was it?
Scary.
Very
scary.
Did people point at you and laugh?
God, why did I go on a Saturday afternoon? It was so busy. But it was good. I did it. I manned up.
You went to go watch a blockbuster film on opening weekend on a Saturday on your own.
Yeah.
I mean, when we said go to the cinema on your own, we meant like Tuesday night when the film's just about to finish its run.
Yeah. It's a weird one because I said, 5-6 weeks ago, maybe I was going to do this. And I'll be honest, it wasn't my plan. I messaged a friend and I was speaking to a friend and a friend said, I'll definitely come see that with you. I've already seen it, but I'm going to come see that with you, Sam. A sober friend.
Try and pin this on me.
A sober friend.
I was going to say, I knew he was having a dig at you.
Who had not had a drink, who left the house saying, I'll message you tomorrow about that film. And then when I messaged you, you said, oh no, I'm at guitar lesson. So you knew about the guitar lesson.
Right. We had agreed on a Thursday night. I said, if you've got no one to go to, I will go. If you've got no one to go with.
Yes, let's do that.
And then I said, confirm the time or I'll do something else.
I told you, 20 to 1.
Do you know what? I can't comment because he also then messaged me. Going,
yeah,
are you
I told
free?
you there and then. 20 to 1.
And then I went, I'll message you back later. And then I never did.
Yeah, 20 to 1. I said, it's the only showing
From
I can see.
Thursday, I didn't hear from you until Saturday at 10 a.m. when I was already at the guitar lesson, to be fair.
That's a lie. I messaged you saying that we'd hit 1,000.
Hey, this is like the perfect stranger again. Let's stop it.
So I was let down.
I was actually behind him in the seat behind him.
He actually was.
I would like to point out very quickly, he didn't mention this, when we went to go see The Black Klansman, he did sit behind me in the cinema, but not only that, but he fell up the stairs on the way in.
Right, now, we never actually told the story.
No,
he said next week.
Here's the thing. So I didn't know that you were going to go watch it. I text you saying I'm going.
Yeah.
And I didn't check my phone going in and getting tickets because I went next door for a beer first and ran out of time to go get the ticket.
Shock horror.
Went in, got it. And then on my way up in the escalator, I saw your text and you was like J19 or something like that. And
it's always J with me.
But I'd already bought my ticket. So I bought my ticket not knowing where you were. What are the coincidences that I was behind you when I didn't even ask for that seat?
That's true.
But I was going up, but I got there a little bit late and the trailers were already running and this trailer was on and that screen was pitch black. And I'm going up the aisle and I'd asked for the top of the aisle. Tip for everyone, if you don't go in the premier seats, top of the aisle, more leg room. That's always my go-to place.
Nice.
And I was going up the top of the aisle and slipping, not once or twice, on every step. I was like falling up the stairs. And then when I got to the top, there's two blokes sat in the two chairs that me and Josh had got. And I had the chance to be like, sorry, you're in my seat. But it was too dark
every
in there.
Friday.
It was too dark in there. I couldn't tell how big these blokes were.
And they were pretty big, to be fair.
When they got out, when the film ended, I was like, thank God I didn't ask them to move. So yeah, that was Black Klansman. So tell us about your experience, Sam.
Yeah, so I went, it's not much to tell really. It was just very, very, very busy. I sat down. I made sure I got a aisle seat. I went the row in front of the back row just because it was very busy and I didn't want to be sat next to like a young loved up couple making out and doing finger stuff and whatnot. So...
That's what you're doing. Like,
so you know when you hear something, you think, did he just say finger stuff?
He did say
and then that's why I was looking at you. I was like, did he just?
Yeah, he did.
That's all about your imagination, mate. Because for me, I'm talking about like doing the rabbit ears behind people.
Oh yeah. That's why you sit in the back row.
Yeah. But
picking your nose.
Exactly. You dirty. Anyway, so there was this guy behind me, quite younger than me, but quite a big, stocky lad, big beard.
On his own.
He was on his own, and then there was a couple of guys in front of me that he knew, and they come back, and he used the word sick way too much, but not because he was ill, because he was happy about something.
Yeah, I don't.
Because he was
no, it just everything was so sick, fam. And they were annoying me, so anyway, I just ignored that. Went up, sat down, got comfy, didn't buy any food. I'll have you know, didn't buy any food.
I don't buy any food
or any drink. On my own. Just sat down. I can do this. Put my phone on charge in my jacket, turned it off, put it down. With that, old lumberjacky bloke came up and he looked at me, looked at the row, looked at me again, and I just went, on your own? And he went, yeah, you? I went, yeah. I went, you're sitting here? And there was just this really awkward moment where I went, no. And then just walked past me and left. I was like, oh, we could have been friends.
Yeah.
I could have made a friend at the cinema. That would have been such a better story. But no,
we could have brought him here for this episode.
So nothing happened, but I had to walk out early because there's two after scene credits. I had to walk out one because I was going to die from heat exhaustion. So no, unfortunately, nothing bad happened. Nothing good happened. I just watched a film on my own and then left.
On a Saturday at prime time
and then drank.
Opening weekend.
Great.
So I went to the cinema on my own to see it, a Sunday late night, which is, my row got very busy. But it's funny what you mentioned about making friends. So I've made friends before when I've been sat on my own.
Yeah.
But this time, because I was sat first, I was sat right in the middle, J9, it's a good seat, just behind the premiere, right in the middle.
Nice.
So I'm sat down and I'm surrounded by the time the film starts. And people that sat next to me actually make conversation with me. But our friendship died. And do you know why it died? Because those flippers tried to put their hands on my armrest. I was there first. By rights, I claimed both. I put my phone and my keys in each pocket. They're mine.
Does it work like that?
You're that guy.
I'm that guy.
You marched your territory before anyone else got there.
Yeah.
Did you wee on it?
No, but in future, because this bloke went
in future, you will wee on it.
I was going to say, this bloke went to put his drink in there. I just went, Nope.
So once again, finger stuff. Waggling your finger at him. You see? It happens all the time in cinemas.
So, I got in there. Anyway,
yeah.
What happened to you when you went to go see Venom?
Nothing, but the other day at work, I was walking into the male toilets and I always hold the doors open for people when I'm walking around the corridors.
Even if they're not going in there?
No. So
Get in here.
So it's the male toilet's on a landing and I open the door and I look behind me and there's a bloke walking towards it. And I just went, "You coming in?" And he just went, "No." And walked down the stairs and I was like, why did I just ask him if he's coming in? To the toilet.
Like, do you know where he went? He went straight to the head. It was like, Aaron's just propositioned me.
Yeah. He went straight to HR.
There's a bloke hanging out toilet.
Yeah. Coming in? No.
It's that Aaron again, isn't it? He's the guy that showed his belly to everyone last week.
In my head though, I kind of hoped how it plays out of my head is I was like, "You coming in?" And he went, "No." And then the door just slowly closed as I'm just staring out of it.
Oh, I had a more sinister music as it's closing.
Let's talk some Venom stuff then.
Okay.
James, sum up Venom for us.
So, I'll start off with the storyline and you can hit us with some facts. So, this one, weirdly set in San Francisco. Didn't see that coming.
Yeah, it's good that they got it away from New York.
Exactly. So,
Can you name any other Marvel films set in San Francisco?
I can.
Go.
I can. X-Men Last Stand.
Hulk.
Oh,
Yeah.
X-Men Last Stand as well.
Ant-Man Wasp.
Oh.
The last one.
Was it?
Big Hero 6.
It was. Oh, yeah.
There you go. The
Okay.
6, it's the 6th film set in San Francisco.
Oh, okay. Ooh.
There you go, you see. I read something once.
And I was talking about the Eric Banner Hulk, not the
I know,
just when them internet warriors come at me.
The good one.
So, Eddie Brock.
Sorry, I ruined that.
Eddie Brock plays an investigative journalist. Sorry, he didn't play.
He plays it. He is one.
He's an investigative journalist for a TV network. He's engaged. He's got a nice place. Got a nice wife. Fiance.
Fiance.
He's even got a cat.
He's got the good life.
He's got a good life.
What's the cat called?
Don't know.
Mr. Belvedere.
I thought it was Mr. Never mind. So he's tasked with doing a puff piece about the Life Foundation, headed by one Carlton Drake.
Wicked bad guy name.
Is I do quite like it. So the Life Foundation recently had an accident with one of its space shuttles that they've been sending out into that space.
Of course.
Mm-hmm. So Eddie's basically been tasked with just a puff piece. Just basically means get promoted, say good stuff. That's it.
Ask them what happened. Be nice about it.
Fill it.
Walk away. Say, "Well done. You're a very nice man," and leave.
Unfortunately, that's not Eddie Brock.
Eddie Brock doesn't play by these rules.
He doesn't. He likes to get to the meat of things. He likes to get in there.
Old Brocky.
Unfortunately, it comes at a cost. So his partner, old Anne, she's a lawyer or a solicitor, I'll accept either, whose firm represents the Life Foundation. And one night she gets an email. It's about confidential wrongful death suits that have been brought against the Life Foundation. Eddie Brock can't let this go. Steals the information. He goes to Life Foundation, ambushes them with the facts. The dirty facts, gets kicked out, gets blackballed.
Drake is not happy.
Drake's not happy. Fiance splits up with him because she loses her job. He loses his apartment, loses his job, loses the cat. He's got nothing left. Eventually, 6 months later, someone finally grows a conscience.
It actually says 6 months later as well, doesn't it?
Someone grows a conscience. They phone Eddie Brock.
That's Dr. Dora Scurf, isn't it?
I can't remember her name.
Played by the lovely Jenny Slate.
And she is lovely.
And so he goes back in. She helps him break into the Life Foundation where, and I swear to God, I know what they are. I know they're called symbiotes, but the only word that I've got to describe them is splooges.
Yeah.
There are 3 alien splooges.
There's splooges all over the shop.
If you haven't seen the trailer, think flubber, but they're not green.
Yeah. Angry flubber.
And let's just say that they get together. They have some adventures. Oh, they're alien symbiotes. It's called Venom. That's where it comes from, yeah.
Yeah. This is where the alien symbiote gets on Tom Hardy and then thus creating Venom. And that's where our story takes place. Can I just say, your sum up of a film has come so far on over when I think back to episode 1 when you summed up Skyscraper
There's a man who goes into a building and out of a building and then back in a building.
Yeah. I think you've come on so far.
And let's point out, that's probably the best way to describe Skyscraper, though.
Yeah, it is. Back to Venom. Yeah, summed that up brilliantly.
I just want to point out one thing that I didn't mention. There's 3 splooges that all die except for Venom, but there is a 4th one that escaped when it's crashed. So there is a 4th splooge.
Splooge all over.
Yes.
And it's disappeared. No one knows where it is. Or do they?
So there's where our conflict comes in. So I really enjoyed this film. I thought it was really good. What did you think?
I would like to point out that the three of us haven't spoken about this on purpose.
Yeah,
and we all
yeah.
saw it separately.
So I'm going to set the bar for right now and say I enjoyed it.
What about you, Sam?
I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Mostly people think I don't like good films, but I did like it. I've got problems with it.
This is it.
The positives far outweigh the negatives.
This is it.
Yeah.
Somebody said that they read a review that said this film would have been perfect 10 years ago. And you know what? Actually, I thought maybe, but I still really enjoyed it. But actually, because there was CGI issues, there was storyline issues, there was a few issues in a lot of aspects.
Yeah.
I did love it. And maybe, 10 years ago, it would have been wow.
So this has fans and critics divided because the critics' reviews came out first. It's got an average score of 31% on Rotten Tomatoes, but fans are really, really sticking up for this film. The diehard Venom fans or the Marvel fans are sticking up for this because this is Marvel's. It's a decent stab at an anti-hero storyline, isn't it? Venom is a villain, but obviously in the context of a film, he plays the anti-hero more so than the villain. Yes, we have the Punisher and we have other characters like that, but this is the first kind of one that it's a Sony film as well, so it doesn't fit within the MCU as we know it.
So obviously Venom's famous for first bonding with Spider-Man and becoming a Spider-Man villain, who then and of course due to the complex Marvel issues and Homecoming and things like that, Spider-Man's left out. You go straight to Eddie Brock, and that's kind of like a new origin film. Yeah, I really liked it because I didn't think I was going to like it.
Yeah. The few comics I read, I've got a few Venom comics upstairs. They're all Eddie Brock. So I don't actually know the storyline of Spider-Man Venom.
The only reason I really like the storyline with Spider-Man, so Sam Raimi tried to do it in Spider-Man 3 and failed spectacularly. And it left.
I thought it was his best work, to be fair.
Right, if you don't take that back within 3 seconds, that's fact.
It's back. I'm going. I'm sorry.
It's essentially when the symbiote gets on you, it kind of personifies and it amplifies who you are as a person through the character. And in the comic books, it's all around Eddie Brock getting fired because of Peter Parker at the Daily Bugle in New York. So and that's why they hate Spider-Man. So Eddie Brock learns very early on that Peter Parker is Spider-Man, and that's where the feud comes from. But obviously, through comic books, you've got so many intertwining storylines and different universes, and it comes off Eddie Brock and it goes on to various other people. Eddie Brock then becomes a hunter trying to get it back. So you got all of that stuff going on. This film does not mention Spider-Man at all. It does very briefly mention a history of New York at one point.
I've got this brilliant thing. So I never watched, I'm not a big comic book reader fan, but I used to like the old, on Fox Kids, the old animated series. And I always remember that James Jonah Jameson's son brings it back. And that's the astronaut that's still alive in the opening scene. That's bonded with the first symbiote. I thought it was really cool. I like those little nods.
Yeah.
Thought it was fantastic. I do have a bit of a problem with, so I think it's a strength and a weakness. I think the best relationship in the entire film is Tom Hardy and the symbiote.
Definitely.
However, it's also the weakest because I'm trying not to spoil it. At one point, the relationship just kind of changes instantly. And Tom Hardy's gone out and said that his favourite 40 minutes of film have been cut. And I think it's there.
It has to be because like that, the story changes.
Is it because they're going to bring out a 15? I know it was a 15, but it was a soft 15. Is it because they're going to do a Deadpool and bring out a deeper
hard
doco?
15?
I think that's what they're doing.
Because nowadays it's all about getting the secondary sale on the Blu-ray. So if they anticipated that they were not going to get the box office release that they wanted, we know this from the Batman Superman cut.
Yeah.
Bring out the DVD with half hour. It's more gritty. It's high rating.
Oh, yeah, that saved that film. So we saw Batman vs. Superman. It was awful when it came up with so many storylines. But the DVD came out and it's an extra half hour, but it's a much better film.
It took it from awful to tolerable. Because, again, another film riddled with issues. But I anticipate that that's what they're doing with this. I think this is all marketing and media campaigning. They'll bring out the X-rated cut, a harder 15.
I'll watch it.
Yeah, and I think it will.
So will I.
Yeah. So the film, I think the film needed to make $200 million to break even, and after the weekend, it made that. So any anticipation of this film not succeeding at the box office was smashed within the first 3 days of coming out. We obviously went up against A Star Is Born. That was what the big conflict was. So whereas Warner Brothers were bringing out A Star Is Born starring Bradley Cooper and Lady Gaga, Lady Gaga. This was going to be the kind of big head-to-head, really, because October in film is not a big month for taking in...
no, not at all. It's where you go your horror and stuff.
Yeah, the back end of it, you've got the horror films, and you're off the back of the summer blockbusters and such, and those that kind of spill out into September. October is normally a difficult month to get a good release. This actually is the highest grossing film to be released in October of all time.
Yes. Yeah, I did read that today.
James, you'll get 1 Aaron point if you can tell me the film that it has beaten. It came out in 2013.
Interstellar.
No, you're on the right theme though.
Inception.
It's Sam Rockwell
Moon
is the one that Sam Rockwell was in, but that's not the film I'm thinking of. Because Sam Rockwell was not in this film.
Oh.
The best supporting Oscar should have gone to The Earth.
Oh, you in Gravity?
Yes. yeah, Gravity. The Sandra Bullock one. Sorry,
Gravity
not
looks
Sam
absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, that's so. Yeah, this is the biggest grossing film to come out in October since that film. So it's doing amazing, really, in terms of financially, and it hasn't even got into all the, like you say, the Blu-ray kind of things that are going to come out as well.
You was telling me the other day about the alleged reason why it's got such low percentage on Rotten Tomatoes and stuff. Do you want to go into that a little bit?
Well,
it's alleged.
Yeah.
But
okay, no, I have a theory.
Okay, so your theory, and then there's stuff that you don't know.
It comes to me when I think there's a massive monumental shift in the film, where it goes from like a buddy cop film to kind of generic superhero film.
There are tonal shifts in the film.
Yeah. And that's why I think those 40 minutes have basically been cut.
Yeah.
So when it turns into generic superhero film, I call it Transformers effect. That there's so much CGI on the screen, I actually can't tell who's who. And there's one part
it becomes a struggle, doesn't it?
I couldn't tell who was fighting. I was like, what is going on here?
It does get good though.
No, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
The parts
Very
are good,
soon
but
after.
basically until that part happens, I'm like, what? Who is who?
There's a scene in. I'm glad you said Transformers, because there's a scene in Transformers 2 where there's robots fighting at the end of the film
In the desert. I don't know who's
who. I have no
who.
idea what's going on.
Yeah.
You could pause that film and I could not tell you what part is from what robot. It's just a mess on screen.
Yeah,
I know what you're on about, because I know you're saying you're on about. There is some conflict there. Issues with the film, yes, CGI is a bit of an issue in a couple of scenes. There is,
I agree.
My cinema experience of this, I went with our good friend Kareem, who I've mentioned on like 4 podcasts now.
Yeah, huge.
I think he's been mentioned more times than Hitler now.
Yeah.
So, well done, Kareem.
He is the biggest Venom fan of all time.
Yeah.
And we went to the IMAX to go watch it, because this to him is his Star Wars. You know, this is the big thing.
Schindler's List.
Yeah, and so there's parallels. So when we went to go watch it, we watched it on the IMAX screen in Sheffield. So massive screen, and there's one bit on the motorbike when Tom Hardy's characters, you cannot not see that it's not Tom Hardy on that motorbike.
No, I saw it in a normal one, and I could see the guy's got a different shaped face.
Yeah, different hair. It's almost it's one of my favourite that is a stuntman scenes over Terminator 2.
What's
you know the scene on Terminator 2 where he's chasing after the T-1000 in the truck, and he's on the motorbike and he goes off the ramp thing, and it goes slow motion, and it's like, that's not Schwarzenegger. You can see.
Which is your favourite one, or is it from Face Off when John Travolta and Nicolas Cage get flung off in the speedboat?
Yeah,
and they're quite, one of them I think's Asian.
Yeah.
They're floating through the air, and you're like, all right.
Beggars, I do not know why that speedboat crashes at the end of that film, but then they decided to slow it down in slow-mo to show you that is not John Travolta or Nicolas Cage on that boat. Absolutely brilliant. Yeah, so I think we should do a whole episode on pointing out where you can tell it's not the actor.
Oh, let's do it.
What you were alluding to there with the Lady Gaga thing is there was this rumour going around that nothing to do with the film or nothing to do with Lady Gaga or anything like that, but a bunch of Lady Gaga's fans were sabotaging the release of Venom by releasing these fake Twitter statements like, and they're all generic things like, went to see Venom, had to leave halfway through, thank God there was another screening of Star is Born, watched it twice. But the thing is, a lot of these tweets have got the same spelling mistakes in them, so it looks like it's a copy and paste job. And it seems to be that there was this. I think Lady Gaga calls her fans the monsters, little monsters.
Oh right, okay.
So I think a bunch of those were trying to sabotage it before it
Giving
came out.
bad reviews online.
Yeah, because and I don't know where this came up. Where did this thing come up with that the two were going to go head to head? Yeah, the big releases, but they are so
Venom,
opposite.
A Star Is Born. Exactly.
Have you actually seen Star Is Born?
I'm going to go
yet.
watch it.
I'd like to point
this
out,
week.
because I've seen it, and I'm going to spoil it for you now.
Have you seen it?
Lady Gaga, right, is this splooge from space. And she, like, kidnaps the president's
There's going to be a
daughter.
lot of little monsters after you've called her a
Remember when we did the trailer
Calling her
episode?
splooge.
When we did the trailer episode, we talked about A Star Is Born, and we were saying we've seen this film. I guarantee the storyline of the film is, and we talked about it. Turns out that I have seen this film because it is the Chris Christopher remake that he did with Barbara Streisand. It's that same. It's the remake.
Yeah, it's funny because I said to someone, "Do you want to go see it with me?" And she said, "There's a remake in it." And I went, "No."
Not only is it a remake, this is the fourth time it's been remade.
Oh, really?
Since 1937. This is the fourth time this storyline's been reincarnated.
Oh, wow.
And I know that's not uncommon. A lot of films
So
get
it's not
that.
a bad thing. It still, to me, it still looks pretty insane.
Well, obviously, it's a timeless story.
Timeless.
Oh. Sorry.
I don't like Barbra Streisand, so the original was doomed for me from the start.
Yeah, definitely.
And Sam Elliott does have a mustache in it. That's we know that now.
Winner.
So Venom, Tom Hardy, Eddie Brock. You've also got Michelle Williams in it, who plays Anne, his fiancée, off on relationship.
I thought I liked her, but I thought she was arguably
It's
the
not her
weakest.
best performance.
Yeah.
Blue Valentine, it was great. Manchester by the Sea, which she played against with Casey Affleck, who won the Oscar that year. Brilliant film.
Yeah.
Absolute stunning film. Now, it's also, we talked about Jane Slate, Riz Ahmed's in it as well, who plays, what was his name? Carlton Drake.
Brilliant.
Riz Ahmed, I love this guy.
Yeah,
if you
he's ace,
don't
isn't
love
he?
him in Four Lions, if you don't love him in Rogue One,
Yeah.
Nightcrawler, 100%.
Yeah. He's amazing, isn't
Yeah.
he?
Do you know what? Before the thing, I just remember what film it was that I was thinking about. Sorry. Rogue One.
Yeah.
You know the actor. So I was watching Inferno with Tom Hanks.
Oh, yeah.
And I spent that entire film going, where do I know her from? Where do I know her from?
Felicity Jones.
Yeah, she's in Rogue One. God, that film is arguably terrible. I hate Inferno.
Yeah.
Oh, that felt so.
Sorry,
Sorry, I was just.
about Rogue One then. I was literally
No,
about to
not
drop
Rogue
it.
One. I love Rogue One.
I'll tell you I'll go off topic like this episode. The ending of Rogue One, then 3 minutes with Darth Vader. I'm telling you right now, best 2 minutes of cinema I've ever seen.
Yeah, to be fair.
Best 2 minutes ever.
I remember being in the cinema and everyone was freaking out.
Mate, I watched the second time I watched it, I was just as built up. I was
Especially if you watch A New Hope straight after, where he just sounds like he's got arthritis now. He's just like, oh no, it's taking me all out. I can't do that. I'm just going to walk around for a bit.
Yeah.
I'll have a fight with Obi-Wan. Up, down.
He's so bad at it. Bless him.
Can I just say, I've not mentally prepared myself to talk about Star Wars. Can we?
Yeah, we
Get away from it. Like,
Yeah,
you have
sorry.
no idea how much I
it's
need
just-
to prepare myself
Just
for
when
the
you
Star
mentioned
Wars
Rogue One, I
episodes.
realised that's when it hit me. It's like, oh, Inferno, because I've been trying to forget that film for a week.
Yeah. I mean, when we
Star
talk Star
Wars.
Wars, there'll be gloop everywhere on that
God.
episode.
Splooge.
Splooging.
There'll be splooge.
Yeah.
You know what I didn't? Tell you what I thought Venom didn't have. Didn't have the music. I thought it was quite generic.
Yeah, so I think with Venom is that it's
The
an
Eminem
origin.
song.
Oh, the Eminem song at the end.
At the end.
Yeah.
And I was listening to
Venom,
it. Venom. Eddie Brock. Venom. All right, we get it, mate.
Yeah, I didn't really like that, but I thought the music was quite generic, like a bit paint by numbers.
Yeah.
But, so, for anyone listening out there are two after-scene credits. There's a mid-credit scene and there's one right at the end. The mid-credit scene is one of the best mid-credit scenes I've ever seen.
It's a massive build-up.
It's a massive build-up.
Yes. Now, my biggest problem with the film.
Oh.
I love after credit scenes. It's become a big thing in cinema culture at the minute, isn't it? Of how many do we have to wait for? Is there one? Is there two? But, you know, the lights come up, everyone's sat there, and you know the ones that get up and leave, you can literally hear in everyone's size, nerds, you're not even staying for the cool bits at the end. Why have the actor who is in the after credit scene fifth or sixth down in the credits? Like, it's an after credit. He should not have been in the credits.
Yeah, he's IMDb listed fourth, so let's not say what it is.
I know it's
I'm
not,
not
but
gonna
it
mention
annoyed
it.
me so much. Like, that was cool, and straight away, even if you're not the biggest fan, you'll have heard of it. I was so disappointed that when I looked into it, I was like, why? I know he's a big name, but why? Why did you have to?
He's doing well because he's
list him?
retired from movies 3 times now.
Yeah, I know, it's pretty good.
Wow, you two are really ruining this.
I know, but oh god, it just
for me. I mean, for me, the things that were wrong with it were the fact that it is an origin story, so we know what's going to happen. We know that you're going to have 20, 30 minutes at the beginning of understanding who this character is.
Perfect storyline, didn't it? This is how you do an origin story.
And then you're going to get him learning how his powers work. You're going to get the bad guy come into it in the final third who, you know, we spent an hour learning how the main guy learns how to use his skills. The bad guy learns them in 2 minutes and he's better at it.
Yeah.
You know, and so you got all those kind of bits in it. You've got conflict in his personal life as well as, you know, with being the superhero, or in this case, the villain, anti-hero. It is about trying to get for me, it's a filler to get to the second one. That's what this is.
That's what you said to me, and I went in thinking that way.
This is this is kind of drawing a line in the sand and saying, forget the Topher Grace incarnation of Sam Raimi's Spider-Man 3, where
done.
Mate, that was done in like 2007 when it came out. For me, it's kind of like saying, right, let's get past that. You know, let's get all our fears away from Venom not working, because it does. I know a lot of the critics are saying, not the critics, but the fans don't like it because there's no Spider-Man in it. Why did you go into this film thinking Spider-Man was going to be in it?
I quite liked
exactly.
That would have weakened the storyline. This is his story. This is the Venom storyline. Just like
we didn't go to see a Spider-Man film.
Avengers was about Thanos. You know, we went to go see our favorite superheroes, but it was Thanos' story. This is Venom's story in this one, and it just them things don't matter to me. I just felt that it was formulated because it had to be, because it's the first one. I'm much more interested to see what the second one does with who they think they're going to bring into it. I'm all over the second one.
Well, a perfect thing about that, just real quickly off topic. So we obviously know about the new Joker, Joaquin Phoenix. Are we going to be pissed off if Batman's not in it?
No.
So why are we annoyed that Spider-Man's not in Venom?
What I'm saying is, at no point was it teased that Spider-Man's going to be in it.
No, exactly.
Like if we saw a scene of Batman with the Joker and Batman wasn't in it, I'd be annoyed. But
perfect example was Suicide Squad. There was that scene where he's in that pretty badass car and Batman's on the top. That was shown quite early on. Which, to me, I was just like, why? Why is he in it? There's no need.
But I remember them saying at the time, Ben Affleck's not, that's his only scene in it.
Yeah, I knew that. But
this is one of the worst scenes in it.
Yeah.
For me. I mean,
absolutely.
Yeah. I mean, but no one complained when he won in Justice League.
Yeah.
I thought you were talking about Batman for a second. What?
Well, I didn't see him in Justice League. Is he in it? Is he in it? Is he?
For a little bit.
He's pointless in it. He's rich. There's a scene where they're all fighting the bad guys, and he's like, "I'll stay on the big crab thing." You guys go do that. Like,
I actually think that's a direct quote as well.
Yeah, I'm going to stay in this thing that no one's seen before in film. It's a weird kind of crab.
I've got to say though, that did look quite.
When they start fighting, he's just like, I don't know how to say this. I've left the oven on. Yeah. I'm just like, I can't go.
He's like, I've rounded you up. Now go on.
Have you got this? Yeah, I'll be off.
That's not true. He wakes up Superman, which is then redundant.
Does he?
I don't remember. I like that bit. I like the bit where those two look at each other and they're just like, "Did I kill you because Martha?" They're just like Martha.
And they did the film like, "How's your mum?" Oh, dear.
Oh shit. Well, just quickly back to Venom, because I know sometimes I'll say this and you'll completely go against me. I quite like the comedy in it. It wasn't over the top. It wasn't, but there was some pretty good lines in it.
It was the right level.
Yeah,
I was going to say it was the right level.
I think sometimes you can didn't find it funny. How did you find it?
No, I liked it, especially the one scene where everyone in the cinema was laughing. It's a scene with the window, and that's it. That's all I'll tell you. You know what I'm talking about. Everyone in the cinema was erupted in the cinema at that.
Yeah, Venom. Go watch it. Go.
Oh yeah.
Go check it out. Let us know what you think. We'll post it on social media about it.
Films, it's going to be in for a while.
Yeah, I definitely think so.
Would you second watch it?
I would.
Yeah,
because I was thinking. So I got betrayed. I was supposed to go with someone, and they phoned me at like 2 hours before saying that they were too old.
Give me a high five, mate. Give me a high five there. Get away.
So basically, I went on my own, and I was just thinking. So Shep, who's the gooch, he's messaged me saying he can't go till next Friday. I was like, I would go see it again.
Yeah, I would as well. We should go together. No, seeing as we do this podcast and don't watch films together.
Since we started doing the podcast, I've been to cinema once for you.
We've actually watched less films together since doing this.
No, I highly recommend Venom.
James, if you were a superhero, what would your powers be?
Invisibility. The reason I picked that is because of my dad. My dad's wish when he dies is to be cremated and then put into an air conditioning unit at B&Q so he can annoy people for the rest of his life.
I like it.
And I would use my powers for badness. I'd just stand there and cause...
So you'd be a villain, not a hero.
I was going to say, I'd cause small annoyances. Yeah, but I'd be the worst. Like, Batman would not be proud of taking me down. He went, I've got woozy. I was like, what was he doing?
Made
he
me
was
sneeze.
taking pennies out of the wishing well. Batman would be like, the Joker's just blown up Gotham, but I've got woozy. He's got free fiddy on him.
I like to think that you get covered in something like vandal paint within the first 10 minutes. And then you just
You won't be able to go.
Are you a shadow? No. No,
that's what I do.
I'm invisible kind of.
Aaron, if you could have any power, what would it be?
So I've got two. If you'd asked me before I thought about it, I would have said talk to animals.
Oh, nice.
I would love that.
Do you
Dr. Doolittle.
Yeah.
Do you not really
Dr.
think they'd
Doolittle,
be...
Superman.
Do you not really think they'd be kind of boring though? They'd be like, all right. And you'd be like, what have you done today? Scratch my balls.
Didn't die.
No, because I wouldn't talk to like Dr. Doolittle, like domestic animals. I'd be like, bitch, here's a shark.
I bet the shark has got.
Dave.
I bet that shark has got no time for you. She's like, get out the way, son. I'm
I'm
not
talking
talking
to that. Hello, shark. Just constant.
It's just really racist. I hate white people. That's how he walks past.
He's the great white.
That's why he hates the inferior whites. The ultimate racist.
This is a very, very fine line we're walking on it. Let's not fall, boys.
So I think in me, I'd like to talk to animals just so I could be at work and just be like, bitch, eagle, boom. Just that
You
kind of
can't
stuff.
make them come to you.
Yeah,
you
because I can talk to them.
Yeah, but they
Yeah,
can't.
but where's
they
an
can't
eagle near
hear
your
you. They can't be like, eagle. You just be stood there going, eagle,
James,
come here.
I've connected little headsets to them all.
When?
At the start of the film. Did you not watch the origins?
It's too formulaic, mate. It was just...
Michael Douglas controls ants somehow in Ant-Man. All right?
Yeah, but you can find ants anywhere. We can't go out there and find
He's
an
put
eagle.
little devices on all of them. He's put how do you do that?
Because he made himself really small.
Exactly. I don't need to be small because I can touch an eagle.
No quantum realm for you, Aaron.
I don't need the quantum realm. I've got sharks and giraffes and stuff. Not at the same time. That's what I'd probably want. But then my other one would be...
Fighting crime with you must be such a pain in the ass. You're like, wait a sec, go get a shark tank.
I'd fight crime with my animals.
Yeah? With a giraffe.
Mate, I'd be like, look at that guy, cheater, go. Off he goes.
Oh, Far Cry 5 style. Peaches.
Yeah.
You essentially
Yes,
just sit there,
boy.
just be like, do this, do that. I bet I'd get eaten. I'd just be there picking pennies out of wishing well, get eaten by a tiger.
That's it.
Squirrel.
Yeah, because they'll be able to
eaten by
smell
a
you.
squirrel.
Your smell's not invisible, they'd find you.
Yeah.
So you're gone.
Yeah.
No, but that's what I'd like. But I think actually, if I could, I've always wanted the ability to stop time.
So have I. That is mine. What was that TV show
There's a TV
years
show,
ago?
wasn't
as
there?
kids
Yeah.
with that-
Heroes.
No.
Oh.
When we was kids, it was on like Nickelodeon.
Yeah, it's
Oh
like-
my God, Timothy does something. He always used to do it to like save the ball when he was in goal.
He had a little
It was a
stopwatch.
stopwatch.
yeah.
It was a stopwatch. And he used it to like stop it when he was in exam time and then rip up paper so he could do it properly. Like, get a calculator.
Seriously?
Bernard's watch!
Bernard's watch. Oh my God, ever since watching that has been my dream.
Yeah.
That has been my dream to have
I
that.
swear to God, there's a whole episode once I remember where his sister picks it up something, it's the wrong time, so she turns it back and she gets caught in a time loop. The episode's like 20 minutes long, and for 90 minutes, it's just 30 seconds of her winding it back until a guy from the time agency comes in and goes, "You're stuck in a time loop." That's it. That's
I
the
mean, you
episode.
went full Bernard's watch just then.
Full Bernard's
I
watch.
mean,
200 million Venom. Bernard's watch! Oh my God!
I ever since I'm
oh
like,
my
ever
God,
since
they
watching
need to
that,
make a
Yeah,
big
me
film
too.
adaptation.
Ever since watching
Let's
that,
do
I
it.
wanted that skill.
Let's do it. R-rated version of Bernard's watch.
And I'm just thinking now, the opening theme music is, because we can't steal the original theme music, we will have whoever sends in the first version of them singing Jurassic Park into Superman.
Yes.
Which still hasn't happened, by the way.
Because I want that because I'll just piss about all the time. I'll just I'll be moving people around and just I'd go on holiday when
You
all
stole
that kind of
mine.
stuff. I would love that. The other thing,
How many did you want?
no. So I was going to say the other TV show I watched as a kid was The Queen's Nose.
When she wants
The Queen's nose.
You get them wishes. Her dad was stuck in a snow globe, wasn't he? And she could rub that. You rub the Queen's nose. You got a wish every time she did it.
Oh my!
There was another one.
dear.
Can you remember? Sorry, digressing. Can you remember one where it was about? I think it was a load of post-war kids, and they went to go live with someone, and there was like this creature that kept coming out of the ground, and it could grant them wishes whenever they found it. It was like this kind of. It looked like a weird.
It does. It was on ITV.
Yeah, I think they made a film of it as well. It's like this. It looked like something out of Labyrinth. Kind of came out of the sand. And it could grant a wish if when it kept turning.
I had someone that lived in my back garden that did that. Was it him?
Yes.
Yeah.
If that wish was to see him naked, that was it.
What's yours, Sam?
We're just taking it.
We could stop time together.
Teleportation, Nightcrawler style.
He has to see where he's going though, and you don't want to accidentally like teleport into a wall or something because you'd be screwed.
It'd be funny though, wouldn't it?
Oh, Nightcrawler was German. We've got German fans of the podcast.
Guten Tag. I don't know the word for Germans.
Guten Tag.
Are you doing Macatong at the same time?
We're supposed to be clapping, but I didn't want to make too loud.
Make too loud.
Yeah, we found out we had German listeners this week and
Canadian.
Canadians.
Yeah.
Well done, Canada, and well done, Germany.
Oh, and we've also gone from one in other to three in other.
Oh,
so others also.
Other is growing.
Yeah. So thank you.
So
maybe that's the quantum realm.
Teleportation.
I think so. I've always had. It was Nightcrawler, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I liked him as a character. Thought he was brilliant.
Played by Alan Cummings, wasn't it?
It was.
Yeah.
I don't know who did it in the first class versions.
Yeah. I think the two sort of off characters that I always loved was Nightcrawler and Gambit. I always had a bit of a thing for that.
Yeah, the Gambit film's still on the radar.
Still on about this with
yeah.
Channing Tatum, aren't they?
Channing Tatum's the only person.
I think
signed on
Sony
for
want to
it
get it out, don't they?
before
I think Sony
they
want to
lose the things.
Yeah, because Sony, because this is the thing with the crossovers, and we'll do a whole TV Marvel superhero
we'll do a
one
huge,
at some point.
God, we'll do many.
But yeah, because Sony still own like the X-Men stuff. That's why the X-Men can't cross over, and they still own Fantastic.
It's Fox that do the thing.
Yeah,
no. I think Fantastic Four is about to revert back.
Yeah, because that's what I was going to say about Venom. That was my criticism at the end of the film. It turns very Fantastic Four for me. I found the last third was Fantastic Four all the way through.
Yeah, I can see why you say that.
And they are terrible films.
We can never do a film on that. Fan Fortist, the horrible, the latest Fantastic Four where they put four in the middle. I refuse to watch that film again.
Yeah, it's terrible, that film.
It's the worst.
Which one?
The new one.
The new
one. Oh, I saw it.
Yeah.
I'll never watch it again. You cannot pay me enough money to watch that film.
What was we on about? Superhero stuff?
Yeah.
Superheroes. Venom.
German people listening to us.
What time are we on?
Just past the hour.
Oh, not bad.
Want to vote it?
But what? Germans?
I'll vote Germans.
Venom.
No, it's not top 100.
I won't vote it, but I would recommend it.
I would recommend it, yeah.
Yeah. We will be going to see it, so maybe we'll see it in the cinema. If you go see it, we'll be there.
Teleportation, that's what you said your thing was.
Yes, it was.
I remember reading something, an interview with someone who was talking about how they can now teleport atoms from one side of the room to the other and that kind of stuff.
Oh, wow.
So Jeff Goldblum.
I am made of atoms.
We all are. But then the guy he goes like, oh, so how many years of teleportation? He's like, let's say we got to the point where I could zap your body into 1 million atoms. Let's say we got to that point. Let's say theoretically we got to that situation because we can do it with a couple now. It's completely plausible that we could do it to a person or to more atoms. How the hell do you put them together again? Like that was literally the response from the scientists.
Really? Wow.
It was like, yes, we could probably at some point blow up people into atoms and move them from the one side of the room to another, like they can at the moment with a few select atoms. How do you even begin to put them back in order? You know what I mean? Like,
I love when it's like, it's just like,
who's going to be the first person to go, I'll do it. Yeah.
Someone with a giant balls. But not too big because they probably won't,
Yeah. Okay, let's start summing up the episode then. So each week we end each show by, if we've talked about any film that we think is worthy enough, we put it in our top 100 vault. So has anything we've talked about this week been worthy of that status, the top 100?
No, I can't think of anything.
I mean,
until I was Tonya, which I'm quite looking forward to.
We started talking about Rogue One, which probably will go on at some point. But
Let's say I tell you now, you can reserve a space for that film.
It's coming soon. We're talking about doing the first episode.
We're going to do Star Wars in 3 parts, aren't we? We're going to get a guest in for each 3.
Yeah. So
we'll do the original ones at some point. Then we'll do the George Lucas 1, 2, and 3, and then we should be able to get the 3rd one in next year when 9 comes out. So. We'll save it for that conversation, but there's 9 spots in that top 100 vault.
It's quite weird because the other day when me and Aaron got together to do a few podcast stuff, you couldn't make it, James. We was actually like, right, we need to start thinking about this first Star Wars episode, which was like, right, yeah, okay, so we'll come and get it in the next couple of weeks, X, Y, Z. And then we realised we had to push it back because he who shall not be named we need to give him a trial to get out of the hole.
I'd like to point out he's not spoken to me since.
Yeah, to be fair, no, he hasn't spoken to me either.
He's followed the rules.
He's in the hole, and we do need to go splunking to see if we can get him back out. And Star Wars has been pushed back because of that terrible, terrible man.
Again, go back to last week's episode, find out who we put in the hole. We actually put a human in there.
Yeah, we can't talk about him because he's in the hole.
So there's the vault. So we're not going to put anything in there. So as we're talking there, the vault, the hole is a place where we put terrible films that we just don't like, and then there's the pit as well. So are we throwing anything in those?
I'm not
this
putting
week?
Daredevil in there just in case you're thinking about it.
I'd put Daredevil in there.
It has to be a unanimous decision as well.
For me, Daredevil. I mean, don't get me wrong. I could rewatch it now because I've probably not seen it in about 5-6 years. I could rewatch it now and maybe agree. But that film for me was always one I could mindlessly put on and enjoy. Like, not think about it. I could play on my phone or just do something in the background and still.
Which is what you want from a film.
Yeah.
To be completely unwatchable.
That's what you want from a blockbuster.
No, but do you know what I mean?
I love that film. It gives me enough time to do the watching.
Yeah, but a film that you haven't got to pay an over amount of attention to and still like, I enjoyed it. I'm not letting you put it in. I'm afraid.
No, I've got no. Then.
In that case, we haven't spoken about anything.
It's a dry week.
It's a dry week.
So there's definitely nothing for that then.
Cool. So the only thing to finish with then is the movie box collection, Aaron's box. So every film that I've been to see since 2002 has gone in the box. So the ticket has samples, one out each week. So James and I will try and discuss it, try and talk about the good things or anything really we can remember from it. Sam, what have you found this week?
Aaron Hall. Date 6th February 2008.
Good year.
At 7:30 at Screen 8, row K. If you can guess the seat number, I'll give you £1 right here, right now.
What was it?
Huh?
What row?
K. I'll give you £1 right now if you can fix it.
If it was on row K, it would be 21.
Damn it. Have you got a quiz, James?
No. I just found it all on the parking, which has gone up. I'd like to point out by the cinema.
By a whole pound.
Which I didn't find out till yesterday. I was quite annoyed.
So parking's going to be the same for you now, Aaron. Do you know what you went to go see that day?
Cloverfield.
You were a fuck's sake. Yeah, you went to go see Cloverfield.
How did you know that?
James, what can you tell me about Cloverfield?
Bernard's watch. You just stopped timing the checklist, didn't you? It's in my hand.
Yes, I'm Bernard.
You little bugger.
Found footage film about monster film in New York, which was filmed in San Francisco.
No, it's shot in LA.
No, I knew it was. I remember you talking about it in a previous podcast.
Yeah, it's J.J. Abrams' film, isn't it?
So, he's split up with his long-term girlfriend because the film's interspliced with the footage of the monster and them escaping with scenes of them being in love.
Yeah, so
which I quite liked.
It's it's a camcorder based film, so everything's shot through the lens of a camcorder. On the evening, there's a party going on, and on the evening that a monster just decides to come out of the Hudson, doesn't it? So and there's no backstory. We are catapulted into a storyline of a monster attack in New York, and the whole storyline is filmed through this camera footage very cleverly to show you the backstory of the relationship, because it's about a bloke who's at the party. He's had a fight with his girlfriend, and then he wants to go across city to try and see if she's still alive from this monster attack. So every time they rewind the video camera to look at what they've been watching, you see what's on the tape beforehand, which is the backstory of him and his girlfriend in the relationship. So the Cloverfield... I can't remember anyone who's in it. I cannot remember.
No, I vaguely remember one of the women was like a love interest in another film that I saw. I can't remember her name.
Yeah, it's one of them films that's quite frustrating for some people to watch, because a lot of people...
J.J. Abrams' film, isn't it?
Yeah, so I said that, yeah.
Oh, no,
yeah.
I was just saying.
It's a bad robot
this was when he was fresh as well. He was new. He wasn't like a staple by then.
Yeah, he done like Lost and so, but this is way before he'd done, things like Star Wars and Star Trek. It divided fans because a lot of people were getting kind of motion sickness in the cinema because of how the camera was moving around. But for me, I just like the ingenuity and the ambition what the film was trying to create. Yes, it has flaws. The scene when the Statue of Liberty's head rolls across one of the streets.
Nice, I like that.
That it's wobbling and it's like you can tell it's a bad CGI Statue of Liberty.
I could be right. They go through the subway, don't they? And they're escaping like smaller versions of the monster.
Yeah. So you've got the big Godzilla-style monster, and then you've got these smaller kind of drone
it's like
bugs.
it's dandruffed or something.
Yeah. They're kind of the workers, if you like. But it's full of good things. I like the scene. I like the scene where they're on the bridge, where they're on, I'm not sure. Yeah, well, and then, like a tentacle thing comes and smashes it down. Yeah. You don't really ever see the monster every time the monster's on scene. The camera inconveniently isn't pointed at it until right at the end of the film when you do see it.
Which was disappointing. But then again, I just think the build-up would never have matched that.
Yeah.
You should have just kept it hidden.
One thing that most people don't get, spoilers, but this film did come out like, what was it, 2008, was it?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, at the end, it does end with them hiding and the tunnel that they're in collapses. But if you do stick around for the whole film, you do hear them whispering at the end saying, help us. So they'd survive.
No, I've heard that in the past, yeah. So this is led. Has anyone seen Cloverfield 23? There's two other films.
Cloverfield Lane.
There's Cloverfield Lane.
10 Cloverfield Lane,
isn't there?
which
Cloverfield Paradox.
Are they related?
Yes.
Yes, they are. Yeah.
So 10 Cloverfield Lane, at the time,
your boy, isn't it?
John Goodman.
John Goodman.
No, I was going to say John Goodman.
At the time when it come out, no one really spoke whether or not they're related. I think it was a big thing like, are they not, that kind of thing. And it does at the end, and all the way through it. I mean, that is a film about three people surviving in a bunker. So John Goodman kind of rescues this woman that's in a car crash. When she wakes up, she's in this underground bunker and he's telling her that the world's ended above ground.
She just takes his word for it.
And she takes his word for it, but then she starts to question, am I being held captive or did he save me? And there's another person down there with him who's like, I don't trust this guy. And it becomes a kind of an isolated paranoia thriller more than anything. But then when she gets above ground, yes, there is a giant fucking alien up there. So it's really weird. Yeah, I haven't seen the third one.
Yeah, and then if you wait around to the very end, you hear them say, help us. So you know they're still alive.
And then the third one's in space, I think.
Yeah, and then at the end, the credits roll and that's it.
Yeah.
So this is interesting. As I recall, you like this film. I like this film. And you and I are like the only people in existence that apparently like this film because Simon, I remember Kareem flipping hates this film. And you hate this film, don't you?
No. Yes. Yes, I do.
Why?
I went to go see this in Scarborough. I had a friend at university there.
Well, there you go. That's why.
And we went to a theatre and I had tried space cakes.
Long pause for dramatic effect.
Well, I don't like to admit that I tried drugs once. Because I am not that type of girl.
You know what? I'm so out of it. I didn't know. I thought you were talking about some sort of fairy cake or something.
No, I'm not that type of girl. But I did try some marijuana that night, and it did completely screw with my head, like the whole motion sickness thing. Now, I'll be honest with you, I've not seen it since then.
But you won't like it now because you'll go into it hating it.
Yeah, and this is the thing.
It's like District 9. I had a bad experience the first time I seen it. I'll never like that.
We saw it together, mate. We walked out. But I did walk out of that film as well. Like some of the stuff you said then, no idea what you're talking about.
Yeah, but isn't it better to go watch a film where you see someone trying to do something that no one's doing? And even if they fail at it, it's better than watching Michael Bay churn out another thing.
Yeah. No, and the thing is, I will sit back and just say, I watched that completely wrong. I can't sit here and say, I can say I hated the film because I did it when I watched it. I'm not going to say it's a bad film or it deserves to be hated by myself. Just at that time, it just wasn't the right time to watch it for me. I mean, God, 2008, many moons ago, when I was just a child.
Yeah, we'll put it out to poll this week. We'll see if anyone else remembers enjoying it.
Actually, I'd be quite interested because it is very split, isn't it?
It is really split. Yeah,
a lot of people hate it. A lot of people like it.
I don't think it's got middle ground. Well, I think I'm middle ground. I like it.
There is a rumor going around that J.J. Abrams' new film Overlord is in the Cloverfield world.
Yeah. So that is picking up traction now. I'm seeing more and more and more about this film.
With it being set in 1930s or 40s, they're on about some people have come out and have said it is linked to Cloverfield, the monster films later on.
That'd be quite interesting. I can't wait to see it. God, I can't wait. I know you're not interested, but I can't wait, man.
Yeah, I'm not really that bothered about it.
Soon.
But I enjoy Cloverfield. I thought, I'd rather see something like that, see him go for it. And I hadn't seen anything like that at the time. I wasn't really a fan of Blair Witch, which was the whole like handheld camera thing before. Seeing it works in horror films. It's a trope that works. A trick that works with horror films. But I hadn't seen it in that kind of Godzilla And I like the idea of it. You're supposed to be down on the streets with him. You're supposed to be in there as it was happening.
Agree, yeah.
The problem is the camera's never bloody looking at the thing that you want to see. That's the only downside to it.
Which irritated me at the time, I remember that.
Yeah. All right, that's Cloverfield. Doesn't go in the vault, doesn't go in the box, doesn't go in anything like, because you have to have the unanimous decision. And I don't think it would go in the vault anyway. I think it's far from it. I mean, if we were doing the top 500, probably still wouldn't. But, I quite liked it.
Yeah.
Watchable film. Any other business?
I've got a couple of things, that's okay. First thing, a couple of trailers, just a few words from yourselves, if you've seen it and whether you liked it or not. First one, the new Aquaman trailer. What do you think?
Seen it, excited for Dolph Lundgren.
Yes, me too.
Seen it, excited for Dolph Lundgren. The rest of it, hate it.
It was long.
Yeah, they are giving the game away.
I watched it and went, oh, this has cost some money. And bearing in mind it was 5.5 minutes, halfway through it, I went, the downfall of this film would be CGI. You can just tell.
Jason
Momoa.
He was cool in Justice League because he was the cool guy who didn't say anything when he said something. It was like a statement and it was funny. Yeah. In this one, he's Iron Man. He's making jokes. He's laughing about.
Problem is, it's his film, though, isn't it? So he has to have his personality.
He doesn't. He really doesn't. He could stay like that because that's the point of that female character. Is supposed to be like the fish out of water, ironically. There are stuff you could do with it that formulaic. I can't see myself being interested and excited. I think DC.
You'll see it though, won't you?
I'll see it, but I think DC have shot themselves in the foot. Yeah, they went too soon
a while ago.
Yeah, Momoa is going to be the savior of the film if it works.
He's so good looking.
Next one,
new Spider-Man.
Oh, the animated
Into the Spider-Verse.
Yes, yeah. Definitely going to watch this. I've never seen animation like that. That is stunning.
It looks amazing, doesn't it? Like we was talking, it looks like the Telltale games.
Yeah. Unfortunately, Telltale's no more.
R.I.P.
Visually looks stunning. The storyline I'm intrigued by. This kind of all the different Spider-Mans coming together.
I got something free with when I bought Spider-Man the game. There was like a free like animation behind the scenes. It looks fantastic. Cool. I like the style. It's got a lot of Spider-Mans from different universes.
Yeah, I think it's something that we'll all enjoy growing up with Spider-Man at our age, but it's definitely for the kids as well. Like you got the little Spider Pig in it and stuff. I think it's going to be an all-age thing. Right, you're going to have to help me out here. Please tell me you know the name of this film. The film with the little cyborg girl.
Battle Angel.
Is that the one?
Yeah, I can't. She's got a name, but I know it's the name of the Battle Angel.
Yes,
because I remember thinking that's what like a 14-year-old calls a character on Call of Duty.
Yeah,
I'm the Battle Angel.
I saw the trailer a while back. I haven't seen anything since.
We saw the trailer together. I think you and I turned to each other. Not for me. It's Rodriguez.
It looked very Ready Player One.
Yeah. I mean, I'm gonna go watch it. I'm quite interested on that one.
Yeah, me too. I watched the trailer was just before Venom, and
I saw the trailer again. A different trailer. It's got Ed Skye, the bad guy from the first Deadpool. Did you get
the Spider-Universe trailer before?
Yes.
So when was it the IMAX watching it? It literally was like 10 minutes. It was well long.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. I didn't.
Oh, no.
I know I've only seen the one that was online.
Yeah. Last thing, just really, really quickly. Love my podcasts. Anyone that knows me, the reason I sit here and do this is because of Smodcast. The new episode, there was a couple of things that they spoke about that I wanted to bring up. Has nothing to do with film. One of them does, the other one doesn't. You know how you said Aaron, you write scripts that seem to be taken and stolen from you?
Yes.
So, as we know, most of Smodcast shows, Tell Them Steve J stuff like that, they all advertised a Casper mattress. Mm-hmm. Big thing in England at the minute. They're branching out over here. They are opening their very first sleep cafe, which annoys me because I've always said I want to work for myself and have my own business. And the only business I ever thought of, how amazing would a nap shop be? In the centre of town, you just get to go on your dinner break and have a 45 minute skip.
I think my problem with that is personally, I'd feel under pressure to fall asleep. And
well, I wouldn't, but everyone I ever said it to was like, I always called it the cuddle and nap shop because you could pay extra for a cuddle. I'd haul out my cuddles. I ain't bothered. Everyone was like, that is genius. How would we make it work? And now it's been stolen from me.
It just sounds like a gateway to you're going to open a brothel. It's just like an extra £1 for a cuddle, extra £2 for, under the clothes.
Did they wash the quilts and covers then after every single person that goes in there?
Honestly, this is the only thing I never got around was this.
That's it. That's the only thing that was stopping you.
Because I had at that I'm winning. But it was the only thing that I had answers for everything, bar, I'm not going to change a bed every time someone sleeps in it.
Laundry's going to take forever.
Yeah, so I'm a bit annoyed that Casper Mattress stolen that from me. But
you get some cheap then.
Yeah, we've got quite a few listeners in New Jersey looking at our geography thing. Kevin Smith this week went on a big rant about Skynet.
Thief.
Scott Mosier was talking about how computers are going to take over everything, and was talking about having like robo-judge and how computers can start being judges and doctors and this and the other. And he went on a big Skynet rant.
Did you say Skynet more than I said Skynet?
Oh, just about. And at the time, I was just thinking, maybe Kevin Smith is listening to this podcast.
Is he in New Jersey?
He is.
Did you say we had listeners in New Jersey?
We do.
Kevin Smith, stop stealing my material.
It would have been great if you said that they were talking about a podcast, so that right now we would have been talking about a podcast. So we were talking about a podcast on a podcast.
Oh, damn it. Yeah, I'm afraid not.
At any point,
But I kind of hope he does, because at Christmas, I know for a fact someone's bought me a 6-foot Kevin Smith cut out. So
at any point, did he mention potatoes?
he didn't.
If he starts mentioning potatoes, then we know he's
just
listening.
Skynet and stealing my idea for a nap and cuddle shop.
Oh.
Well, look, I never said I was interested, mate.
I don't think I could. I mean, I'll just sleep at my house if I need a nap.
To be fair, yeah.
All right, screw you.
Did
guys.
you have your coffee before you have a nap, or did you have your did you go in for a nap and then you have your coffee afterwards?
I'm assuming it's that way around, mate. I wasn't selling coffee at my place.
Is it like a communal place or is it individual rooms? Because individual rooms are going to cost more.
My place, hammocks.
Oh,
That's nice. I like that.
Mm-hmm.
I knew
because that was my way around having to change.
what about
sheets.
people who like different temperatures?
Screw them, guys.
But they're paying. What if someone wants to be? What if someone wants to be like snuggled up and someone else likes it? Like, because I like it cool. Because I like to warm myself up.
Go home then.
All right, sorry, mate. I'm just trying to help you out with
People
your
like you
business
aren't
idea.
welcome in my shop.
I once worked with a guy called Dave, who was a volunteer, and he got a job at Benson for Beds, and they didn't call him a sales assistant; they called him a dream wizard.
Dream Wizard, that was it.
And I thought that was badass name.
I'm fairly certain they fight Freddy Krueger in like the fourth.
The third
night.
one. That's the third one.
Oh, really? Dream Wizards?
Yeah, something like that.
Dream Warriors, I think that film was called. That was my favourite of the.
So it
Freddy
was
Krueger
called
ones.
Dream Warriors, but they were Dream Wizards.
One of
That's
them's a
just-
wizard in it.
Wow.
Yeah, because halfway through the film they go, wait, this is a dream. In a dream, I can be anything, and he turns into a wizard and gets his ass kicked. like literally, Freddy hands him his ass.
I think I turn into a battle angel.
I think I'll just fuck off. I do what I do. I'd call a dragon and I'd fly out of there.
I'm off to the dream of candy and dream.
And what?
No idea.
Yeah.
I think I was going dreams.
Just quickly, the
Fifth time.
I know,
just quickly.
well, the only thing that I get from this podcast is people keep asking about any more NHS stories from you. Have you got one for us?
I do, but it's a 125. I'll save it for another one. I did give a presentation recently, which was funny.
Teasing.
Yeah, I'll build it up. But, there's a whole week until the next one, so God knows what's going to happen at work.
We'll see.
I could embarrass myself or get sacked, yeah. On that bombshell, I'm going to call it 1 hour.